Welcome to Women in Tech, Voices of Change, a podcast mini-series shining a light on women engineers, coders, and innovators, making waves both on campus and in the industry. I'm your host, Ojang Cynthia. I'll be guiding you through inspiring conversations that celebrate determination, creativity, and change. So today we are speaking with a remarkable guest whose story highlights the power of resilience and the possibilities that emerge when women in tech are leading and just progressing. So first, let me get into the scene. So women currently make up only about 28% of the global STEM workforce. And here in Kenya, that number is growing, but challenges like gender stereotypes, underrepresentation, and lack of mentorship remain. So still across labs, classrooms, and coding hubs, women are innovating, leading, and redefining the face of tech. So today, let's meet the change maker. And so today I'll be joined by a guest, Purity, a web developer, and we'll get to know from her and just give us more insight about being a lady in tech. So thank you for being here, Purity.
Hi Cynthia, thank you for having me today. My name is Puri Chigwaro. I am a software developer, primarily a website developer. I currently being employed. I'm employed and working as freelance, right, on occasions.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so happy as well to have you on board. I'm so excited that you're going to share with us your story, you basically being in tech as a lady. So let's get into it. So my first question to you, Purity, is what inspired you to get into tech?
Back from high school, I used to love the computer subject, and I ended up not doing the units surprisingly. But I studied so hard for that last paper. I kept asking myself why I dropped the subject in the first place.
Oh, the computer subject.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so once I actually wanted to be a cardiologist, but in my final year, biology packed me, so I was not able uh, to apply for medicine. But I was so good at mathematics, and I remembered I loved computer. When I was choosing my courses for campus, I just landed on computer science because it had mathematics in it. Basically, that is how I chose.
Or maybe you'll revive that computer that you really wanted to do, but you
Yeah.
couldn't do it. You ended up dropping it.
Yeah. So I chose in that. Yeah, I loved computer and then I love mathematics. So that was a combination of both. So I chose computer science, head to toe on the choosing list for the courses. Yeah, and I landed in Maseno University. Yeah, computer science.
Oh, it's nice. Can I tell you a fun fact about me? I did computer as well, and I was so good at it. At some point, I knew I was going to do a technical course. But in real sense, I came to discover myself like after high school, and I really knew I wanted to do something way different. And that's how everything diverted, and I just found myself as doing media. So that is it. Thank you. So did you face any resistance or challenges like in your early journey, like when you started practicing your computer science?
Yeah. First, my mom didn't believe I could do it. She was like, "Oh, it's so hard. Will you be able to do it?" But then I was like, Yeah, I'll be able to do it," because her alternative was I do teaching, and no, I was like, "No, I'll do it. I'll be able to do it." Other than that, what are the challenges? Well, the learning system, the Kenyan learning system, you basically teach yourself. Not in all universities, just the one I was in.
Do you now think like you made a wrong choice of picking Maseno?
No. I think like where I was in life, my family financially, Maseno was the best
Oh, the best choice
choice.
at that particular moment.
Or if it was a different university but same level as Maseno, I think it would have been the same experience. Yeah, later on you come to find more serious universities like SAETA, say Strathmore and like Goya. Their structure of learning the same course is way different, and the course is more in tune and more hands in. But for Maseno, we are taught things that were taught in the early 2000s. So it's not like the course is up to date. So that's what I'm saying. So you basically teach yourself what is up to date.
Okay. Let me take you back. You've said one of the challenges during your early journeys of going to study computer science was your mom couldn't believe that you could do it. And at some point, as you know, we are talking about women in tech. There's this something about people just thinking ladies can't really do well in technical courses or just like basically being in tech as a lady.
Well, I don't think she thought that I could not do it because I was a lady. I think she thought I could not do it because she was equating it to hard topics like physics and stuff like that and computers. You see, for our parents, computers are things that came and found them.
Yeah.
So maybe she thought it will be a hard tackle for me. Not because I'm a lady, but because I guess computer seems like a hard topic to her. But not anymore. Right now, she's even learning how to code. So
She really wants to do it. Okay, that's interesting. So, how would you describe your experience in this field? Now, like from a point of you had done studying, now you've started, you see the way you said you're now freelancing, now you started getting the impact of, yeah, after school, I think I should be practicing whatever I did in school. So, how is the experience so far in this field?
I've loved it. In such few words, I've just loved it. Interacting with people, communicating, making friends in tech. The tech people are the friendliest people you can find. I have found, I guess. And it's so easy to make friends and like make acquaintances with my fellow techies. And the communities are so awesome. And it is just the best the best career choice I made. Yeah.
So how is your industry like? Like, do you tend to have also a lot of female in between men, or how is it like? You see the way in an engineering class, you'll get like maybe 4 ladies allowed in that class, and there are like multiple male students. So in your field, do you have something of a sort as well?
Yeah, when I joined school, our stream was like around 52 people, but then 48 of those people were male.
Oh, okay.
We were like, I don't know, I think we were started, I think, at 10 ladies, and then it reduced to 8. And then by the time we were graduated like 5 ladies.
Oh,
Yeah, out of the whole stream.
wow. So it's still a challenge. Like it's even in the industry when you're practicing it.
Yeah.
Like there'll still be fewer females than males.
When I was starting out, there were fewer females than males. And currently, there are those programs that want to bring more women in tech. And that shows that, yeah, there are fewer women in tech.
There are fewer women in tech. Yeah, so I see. So let's say, for example, if you got yourself like employed, or will you want to tell us about like an employment journey you have tested, and maybe you found yourself you're the only woman in that place?
The only woman, yeah, my first intern, my first physical internship. I had 2 internships. One I worked remotely, and then the second one I was physical. So okay, I can just start from the start. My first internship, I got connected to it through the FemiDevs program that is run by the Lake Hub Foundation. It's in Kisumu. That's where I learned how to code JavaScript, like being a web developer. And they connected me to this company, Brainverse Technologies, and I started my internship there. I was being paid 1,000 shillings a month for airtime. So I am interning there, so I'm gaining knowledge. It was so intense, but then I was still in school. I was in my last semester in campus. So once I finished campus, I moved to Nairobi and was looking for jobs. And then this is where community comes in. I had a couple of friends that had made in tech by going through tech events like Dell Fest. And one of those friends linked me to a guy who needed an intern. Yeah, and I got my first internship at Verify. There, my first salary was like 27,000 Kenya shillings. I
Wow.
used to go.
From 1,000 bob, that's like a big difference. Ulijisikia?
Nilisikia
Ukasikia karent kanaweza ingia.
Yeah, I was living alone. I was living out like alone. I did not go to live to my aunt in my aunt's place or go back home. First commute from a place called Embakasi. I used to live in Embakasi Aviation. Yes, I used to go to town, Crawford Business Park. There is it. It's near Kenya Methodist University.
I know it. That roundabout.
Yeah, so it's near that place. Yeah. Yeah. So when I got the internship the first day, I only had one boss and he was the only dev in the company. And the other person who was there was music communications. And then there was this lady, I've forgotten the name. But our tech department was just two people. My boss, his name is Solomon, and me. So I was the only lady.
Yeah,
In
at that department of tech.
Yeah, it was okay, but I learned a lot of things. But then I had to drop that job.
Why? And you are being paid 27,000 as an internship.
Well, now comes the challenges of startups to the startup. I think there was problems with fundings because the first payment came in nicely, but then the second payment, the guy delayed paying us their week. And the second payment, the guy delayed to pay came early.
Wow. So it became a trend.
Yeah, sad leave. And then importance of community again, because my other job, I got it through a friend I had made in tech.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. We are going on so well, you know. So my next question is like, during this entire time that you've been practicing tech, what has been some of the achievements that you've made or you are so proud of, and or things that still stand out for you as a lady in tech?
The first big thing, being able to support yourself, the zero where you are is a big achievement.
Especially as a lady.
Yeah. And that's been 3 years of my mom not paying me rent, pay my rent or like buy me food or stuff like that. Yeah, and my other achievement, yeah, I bought my mom a phone. The start of this year was like, yeah, he need a new phone. But a better achievement.
So it has given you like financial freedom.
Yeah, so I guess the biggest achievement is financial independence and freedom, because I've been able to buy myself assets
That you need for you as a...
Well, recently I bought myself a motorcycle. So,
That's nice. And what achievement in terms of like your work? Like things maybe you see the way you said in Maseno, you didn't have like a broad base of just getting to learn things. You see, as day goes by, these new technologies that emerges. So when you said people at Maseno are still how do I put it, immersed in the old system, like what has been the difference? What have you been able to achieve, like in comparison to what you knew from the old? From you learning from Maseno to now coming back to Nairobi, diverting to new things, and these people are just showing new discoveries of techs in different ways. So, what have you been able to achieve in terms of work?
In terms of work, I've been able to learn 2 languages. That's Elixir and JavaScript. And JavaScript is very broad. I've been able to know Node.js, Next.js, React.js, TypeScript.
Let me tell you, as somebody who doesn't understand those languages, when you tell me what did you say it again?
JavaScript.
Yes, JS. Oh God, I'm blank, and I believe my audience as well. So kindly give us details, or maybe in simpler ways, or I don't know, something that will make us understand.
JavaScript is a web is a language that we use to create or code the web mostly. The JavaScript engine runs the web. Like when you go to Chrome, Google Chrome, the V8 engine is written in JavaScript. The engine that is serving you the websites and everything. So the language that writes that V8 engine is JavaScript. So I got to learn that JavaScript. Yeah, and the React and Next.js and all that, those are frameworks coming from JavaScript. They're like, I guess, easier ways of writing JavaScript. Yeah, Elixir is, mostly, Elixir have a language, yes. It is a child of Elang. That is, I guess, the Beam virtual machine. Yeah, I think. I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, I was able to learn Elixir, which also contributes to writing websites as well sometimes, but mostly on the backend side. But its frameworks, Phoenix Live writes front-end side of things. Front-end is what you see as the user.
Okay. So would you say like knowing these languages or having knowledge on these languages is like the basic to like being a web developer?
Yeah, you can't be a web developer if you cannot develop websites.
Okay.
Maintain them. Yeah.
So would you like briefly tell us like how just being a web developer, like how it feels like, what it takes you to be one?
First hours of learning. So you need to grasp the knowledge well, because if your boss tells you to fix something and you do not know how to even read code that you're supposed to fix, the hard thing. So the first step to being a web developer, you first learn. So I did hours and hours of tutorials, meetings with senior developers. So you need to have a mentor or you study. So I had mentors and they helped me through my journey. I was able to know where to step in terms of what to learn that is important to land me a job. And my other experience. So basically, after you've learned how to code and understood how to go around files in the coding system, it now becomes enjoyable. You now enjoy what you're doing. You're like, oh, I like the front end side. I like the back end side. Back end is where users don't see.
Okay, that is now where you guys write the languages or something.
Not per se. Back end, you see, you as a user, you click a button, you're like, fetch me data, play for me data, fetch it, search, and you do a search. What goes around behind the search before you as a user presented the results? So when you make, that is a request being made. When you press search, a request is made to, the server. The server now is the backend side. He's like, fetch me queries about cars. And then it fetches it and then sends it to the front end. So that whole process of receiving the query, processing what the query wants, and getting the data from the database and structuring it in a way that the front end will understand and sending it, that's the back end. So that's your user doesn't see that. Yeah, I do both I do both front end and back end. So I can't just say back end is my work. So both of them are my work. I am a full stack web developer.
That's interesting. I would really want to learn. I would really want to know what goes on because I just open like, let's say my Chrome, open a new tab, then I'm like searching something, and then it just pop-ups there. I really want to know what goes behind there until you guys get me to what I was looking for to build. I'll look for you. I'll look for you after
You
this.
can learn how to build. I'm teaching a few people how to learn. Stay included.
That's an achievement as well. Why didn't you mention that? Teaching people is not as easy as you think.
Well, it's not teaching as per se. I think it's more of guiding. Because I can't teach like step here, do this, do that. Like in terms of this line says this, so this translates to this. No, what I do is tell her the courses to do, and then she starts doing them. And then when she's stuck,
You guide.
I can guide her through solving it on her own. Because if she can't learn how to solve it on her own, then she'll have a hard time when she has a job.
Okay. Because the boss will expect you to give a solution towards the problem. That's interesting. So what keeps you motivated? What keeps you motivated to stay in that environment of tech? Like you just want to keep on staying all the time. You don't see yourself moving to another career. That's where you are stuck.
It's enjoyable because I get to learn new things every day, tech related. So if I start going to it, it'd be like, oh, I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's enjoyable to learn new things every day. So it jogs my brain every time. So first of all, it's enjoyable, and then number two, well, it pays my rent. So I need
The financial freedom. You're heavy on the financial freedom. Oh, yeah.
yeah. So keep at it so that I can keep growing towards the financial level I want to get. Yeah.
I think basically almost everyone when practicing their career, they have one thing in mind. Apart from me just having interest or passion towards this particular thing, I'm looking for that life that I want. I'm looking for that financial freedom, or let me say it, a purpose in life, because you can't just go out there. I think basically from my own story, I would say I wanted, from childhood, I knew I love luxury. So something will just tell me, I know I have good grades to do because initially I was called to do chemical engineering. But I did my research and then I was like, people who are graduating only here, one lady, four men. Like, what do you mean? What happened to the rest? So I told myself this is going to be so difficult for me. I don't think I'm in that position to do that. And then my parents, okay, so my dad was into that chemical engineer, a lady doing engineering, like a lady in STEM. That's like every dad's dream or something. But my mom knew my personality as a person, so she knew I would make a good media practitioner. And I was like, okay, but my siblings wanted me to be a lawyer.
Yep. Everybody wants something.
Yeah, so everybody, because me, they say I'm an all-round person. I have like different characters. Like I can portray different personalities. So if with all these things, I came together and decided, okay, hizi zote zinaweza nipea pesa, sawa. Lakini, let me choose passion at the same time. I think if I just get my things right, it will still give me that financial freedom that I want. And then I also needed something that will give me flexibility to be into business because I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I had to weigh which one will be more flexible and to move around.
And you landed on me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm loving how this is going. So on to our next question, Purity. What do you think the industry needs to create more opportunities for women? What things do you think the industry should do or maybe implement or improve so that a lot of women can have opportunities or increase their possibilities of diving into tech?
I feel like what needs to be done has already been set in motion. Because right now there's a lot of programs promoting women in tech. There is.
Some kindly, so that if we want
For example, where I learned how to program, how to be a web developer, it was the FemiDevs program, Female Developers FemiDevs program by Lake Hub Foundation. It is in Kisumu. That's where I learned how to be a web developer. It was a female only, some sort of coursework. Yeah.
So there's been like a lot of organization targeting women to get into tech.
Yeah.
So can anyone just join? Like, let's say, for example, me, I want to.
Any lady at any level can join. So long as they have the costs. It's nothing. You just have to have interest. Because for FemiDevs, you are not even required to have a laptop. They had laptops for the ladies that did not have.
And let's say, for example, that is in Kisumu. Do they have it also in Nairobi or something?
Yeah, Nairobi is like the center of it. There are a lot of women in tech foundations. I mean, initiatives, main tech initiatives. Yeah.
So you feel like already we are getting there, like already we are starting to create those opportunities to get a lot of women into tech.
Yeah, we're in the right track. And also, apart from the initiatives, they have activities like going to campuses and like high schools as women in tech and like talking to the people there about promoting the tech women joining the tech space.
Okay, I think I'll give it a try, to be honest, because I have also wanted to get there, but I didn't know how to. In my mind, it was like I have to study it, like apply for a program in a university, and then
No, you can learn how to code online.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are your role models? I remember in the beginning you said you had like mentors. So I really want to know who are your role models, or also who are your sources of inspiration to who you want to be. Because I believe in some years' time you'll want to be like a big name in the tech world as a lady.
I would say I don't have a particular person that I'm like, oh, I want to be like this person. I have a particular aspiration to reach a certain level in my tech career.
Kindly
Not
tell us.
structured to, not structured by a person, but structured by just the aim. Yes, basically, we have levels as devs. We have attaché, intern, junior, mid senior, principal. Then after that, I think it is staff. I have no idea. I'm not sure after principal what it is. So eventually I want to be a principal engineer. I think when I reach there and be like, think I can now retire.
Retire, really?
Yeah, I want to retire very early before I get to like.
But do you think like you'll really retire, or you'll still come back home and still do like you'll still get into your dev world at home?
Maybe, but I'm not sure. But I'll know once I get there. But I know I don't want to be employed forever.
No, no, who wants to? Who wants to, by the way?
So it's not a particular person, just an aim, a career level.
Okay, so basically your
But there are some people in tech who have inspired me, or like their stories are fascinating.
kindly tell some of them.
Well, there's this lady, she's my cousin. She's a senior cybersecurity officer at Safaricom. Her name is Sabrina Omoyo. Yeah, her name is Sabrina Omoyo. She's my cousin. She inspires me a lot in that she just goes for what she wants and she achieves it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the next you should get your cousin on board so that she should tell us her story as well. We want to get a lot of insight of how women are just thriving into their tech careers. So I love this question. What advice would you give to young women hoping to follow a similar path? Let's say the way you said you are currently guiding your sister. So people in that line, what will you tell them?
Okay. I would say they should clear out the noise and just believe in themselves and just go ahead and not listen to any negative comments on their goals.
It's not
They
difficult as you think.
Yeah, they should just go for it. If they want it, they just go for it. I think that's it. Because if you start believing in the negatives, you create doubt, and then what you wanted to achieve, you not go for it with the same zeal, and that is where, well, you end up not achieving. So if any lady wants to join tech and she in her own self believes that she can, she just go ahead and do it and let nobody else tell her she can't.
Just keep the fire burning. Like, go.
Ye-
Don't stop.
Yeah, because if I have done it, why would you not do it?
That's nice. I hope my audience is listening. I know they are listening. So keep the fire burning. That's the best word Purity can use. So, what's your vision for your future in tech?
I think I said the principle,
Like you just know, like you want to get at the top.
and I will get there.
You say, do am I? You'll have to definitely get there. Sorry, and I'm praying you get there. So basically, I've learned a lot. I think especially on where you just the moment you just put yourself in that position of I want to do this, I should just get it done, and it's not difficult the way the society has put it that this thing looks so impossible. Yeah.
Okay, it's basically whatever the brain can conceive and believe it can achieve.
We have a quote, guys. We have a quote. Come again.
I said whatever the brain can conceive and believe it can achieve.
Okay, thank you for those thoughtful insights. Your story is not only inspiring, but also a reminder of the power of representation, you as a lady. Because let me say, for example, maybe in your whole community, you might get you're the only person. Now, let me say it's you now and your cousin. You see, so it's a representation maybe from your village, something of that sort. The way I always say, like in our village, you don't have a journalist. So you see, I'm a representation of that. Yeah, so let's take a moment to reflect. We've just had a powerful story of resilience and innovation, and what stand out is the importance of visibility. When women in tech share their experiences, they create room for others to follow. So we came and got to devise diverse teams are 35% more likely to outperform non-diverse teams. So for example, the way you are saying it right now, at least it's more diverse that women can get into tech. Not like before where people will just sit and then say, those are for men. You see, the technical courses are for men. I think that's why, again, nowadays, we also have like a variety of ladies who are into STEM as well. Courses that were known for like hizo tumeachia wanaume, you get. So I love the way how diverse the world is becoming nowadays, where we are just embracing equality amongst both genders, that if somebody wants to thrive in this particular career, they are free to do so at their own free will. So we also asked our audience what they'd like to know about breaking into tech.
Okay.
And here are some of the questions from our audience. So Jefflet asked, what are some of the steps we can take to support women in STEM? And he was so specific to saying he is a guy and like he has a girlfriend who is so interested into tech. So he was asking, what are some of the small steps we can take to support women in STEM?
So a few steps you can take. I guess ways you can help aspiring women to get into tech is provide them with mentors who are willing to show them the path, the right path, and also point them to the right courses to do to be able to develop when a proper start to their tech career.
That's interesting. So basically, it's just more of learning. Maybe just say so. If you have the interest, just make sure you have that interest of also learning.
Encouraging them that they actually can get into this space.
Okay, thank you. So we have another person who asked a very important question that I would want us to close it out, like from our entire conversation. So Joy is asking, she has a fear of getting into the industry, and maybe the way people put it, as a woman, for you to thrive into your industry, there has to be something you do in return for your bosses, or you'll get maybe an overload of work, or maybe they won't find you like convenient enough to give you some types of work. Maybe they might find it so bulky for you, so they give the experience to rather a man than you. Does that really happen, or have you experienced such a thing in your field of industry, like your industry?
No, because the tasks you are given as a developer are dependent on your skill. So whether you are male or female, so long as you've not reached a certain level, like there are tasks that are given to junior devs, tasks given to interns, tasks given to senior devs. So you'll not be given a task based on your gender, you just be given a task based on your skills. Well, but I've heard of stories,
So it's something that do happen.
not in all companies. Most companies I've worked, not most, all that I have interacted with are all skill based, not gender based. So I've heard of some happenings, but they were not about task allocation. They were about salaries. So you'd find the lady and the male are in the same ranking, but the salary is different. The male has more salary than the female, and you'd get the promotions working
Mostly
the male
for
getting more promotions than the women. But that has not have I've not heard of it happening recently. So I think it was something that happened a while back, and I think the industry is working to correct that.
Would you say that some of these organizations that you're coming up with are some of the reasons that have led to such advocacy where everybody's just equal in the industry because we are both doing the same skill, we're practicing the same skill?
Voicing it out and actually putting it uh, down on, like, I guess employers getting to hear that, well, we are both, I mean, males and females are equal in terms of the skills. So voicing it out has maybe helped them see that, well, there needs to be a change in that.
Okay, thank you so much, Purity, for your time.
You're welcome.
I'm so delighted that you are willing to give us insight and just basically share your whole story with us. We really appreciate the time, and I wish I could have you more and more the time because I really enjoyed the conversation.
You're a busy people.
Thank you. Okay, that was it. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share. Follow us at Voices of Change podcast and tag a woman in tech that you admire. So, if you enjoyed this conversation, here are 3 things that you can do. Number one is mentor. Offer your guidance to a young woman interested in STEM, and that is applied to anyone out there who is just a tech guru. You know, the way they call it. Make sure you offer guidance to young women. Also, number two, speak up, advocate for inclusivity in your organization or school. And then also, you can share your stories, amplify the voices of women in tech around you. And if you want to share your story, be free to email us or just text us, on any of our social media platforms at Voices of Change Podcast. Thank you for listening to Women in Tech, Voices of Change. I'm your host, Ojong Cynthia. Until next time, stay tuned.